Kowalski analysis.
Triplet.
The standard average tank. You are not bad, but not good. You believe you win against every bullet spam tank, including Sprayer and Twin. You are bad at aiming, and love to use auto fire as a result.
Octotank.
All you do is press C plus E and do nothing else but camp in the middle and watch everyone not on your team fail to kill you. You are basically the Luigi of DPO. You love to do nothing. If you use the Hurricane build, however, you love to cause misery to anyone that dares to strike you.
Auto 5.
You brag at how underrated you are. You are also lazy if you are not able to use the right mouse click to focus fire on players in front or behind you. You are often talented, but fall short of ever becoming the best player.
Sprayer.
Discovering this tank makes it feel like you struck a gold mine. You believe you dominate every bullet spammer despite the fact that your aiming is terrible. Probably can't even spray well despite what the tank suggests.
Stalker.
Haha, look at me. I am able to ram you when you least expect it. Oh, did I ruin your high score? Oh, too bad, idiot. Maybe you should have paid attention to the leaderboard, otherwise I wouldn't have killed you. The biggest troll tank in the game.
Overlord.
The biggest memester in the entire DPO realm. Oh, it's... Hey! How rude! I am trying to do a video here! Always jokes about how Overtrapper is the best tank in the game, but often complains that it seriously needs a buff. Either way, you don't care, and prefer to spam Overtrapper memes on the DPO subreddit and Discord.
Annihilator.
Either the saltiest bitch or the most annoying bullet tank. There is no bigger tryhard than you. You always reappear 10 seconds later whenever you die, and you never rest until you get your revenge. It doesn't matter what age you are, you generally act like a 9-year-old trying to be cool, but you fall flat on your face in your anger. Go outside. It's good for you.
Battleship.
All you are is ram meat, and if you are able to kill any level 45 player, it's usually luck. You may give other drone tanks like Overlord a hard time, but it doesn't matter in the end, because every single tier list puts you in the bottom half of the list. Buff me, please! You cry in anger.
Flank guard.
It doesn't matter what build you use. We all know you are going to upgrade to booster or fighter eventually. You are often a target as players know your intentions. Usually predictable, and maining this tank is more of a heartache than being skilled.
Booster. Praise the almighty master of.
You scream like a child that recently found a YouTuber to worship. You treat him like a god in human form, and will not stop attacking you, the most annoying player in the game. Usually MG spin to teams with other players to feel good about themselves, and is generally bad at every tank in the game.
Triple shot.
You wish the tank barrels were closer together for maximum efficiency. You only ever play this for a high score or to mess with ram players that see you as an easy target. Newer players like to have increased body damage and health, just because.
Sniper.
Everything about you screams obnoxious piece of garbage. You have the most frustrating bullets out of any tank, and you love to hunt the top player, then turn into a drone tank after achieving your anticlimactic success story of the sniper that witch hunts. You are a pain in the ass to deal with, and everyone wishes you were dead.
Auto gunner.
Anti-team, anti-overlord, anti-everything. often brags about being the best bullet spammer in the game. You hate everything and you hate yourself, but you can back up your claim as the best spammer, as you can definitely hold your own against the team and against drone tanks.
Twin Flame.
You often reminisce about the old school DPO when Twin Flank was the most popular and one of the strongest tanks in the game. As time went on, you grew weaker as everyone else grew stronger. Sometimes accidentally chooses Battleship by mistake like an idiot after reaching level 45.
Destroyer.
Too cool to play its stronger counterparts. The typical destroyer loves to flex on their aim and dodging skills, and their only purpose is to annoy the hell out of ramming players. Like Twin Flank, it also reminisces about the old times when every tank feared you.
Rocketeer.
How does it feel to be the last added tank as of current date? You tried to be the skimmer of 2018 and 2019, but absolutely failed. Fortunately for you, your brother tank got nerfed hard, and you laugh at their faces whenever you can, because you are a thief that has ridiculously stupid bullets that are sometimes able to kill the enemy.
Ranger.
Team Deathmatch is your home. You stick with bullet spam tanks for protection, because you are too pathetic to survive in free-for-all or by yourself in team. You often use this when you think your death was unjustified, when really you drank too much salt and your narcissism shows no bounds.
Factory.
You brag about having no hard counter, but also complain about the drones being difficult to control. Like Autogunner probably hates themselves. While you may be skilled, you let your frustrations get to you, and often switch to Overlord or Fighter to achieve your revenge after a death that was 100% your fault. What's wrong? Can't get the 1 million you deserve?
Tough luck.
Smasher. You only exist for the purpose of becoming level 45, but you are still viable to be used regardless. You may think you're cool, but you are just the same as every other Smasher tank, where all of them play the build of 3, 10, 10, 10 by default. You're not special. Just play the game and shut up. You want the original Mega Smasher back, just for the variety. Too bad you'll never get your wish.
Assassin.
Probably makes jokes about its name. The only reason why anyone uses this tank is because they want a world record or they clicked on it by mistake. Nothing to see here. Move on.
Spread shot.
Everyone's favourite tank. Because of multi-boxing and scripts. You are so toxic, you even make Mercury look good in comparison. Your sole purpose on this earth is to ruin the experience for everyone around you. Also, the recoil is almost useless. Stop using it to chase ramming players, you fool.
Overseer.
You want a challenge, so you use this tank. Is on the borderline between great and toxic. Level 30 Overseers are witch hunters and will not rest until the leader is dead. There's a reason no one likes this branch, and it's because you, as an Overseer, started it.
Overlord.
The biggest crybaby on the entire planet. Complains about witch hunting, but does it themselves to a much worse level. The main team in tanking mains. You care too much about the score to time ratio and belittles everyone else that is not on your level regardless of the tank they use. You believe you're perfectly balanced as a tank because you destroy everything in sight, but that makes you very delusional. You think everything revolves around you. You believe every death isn't your fault and would blame even your own mother for your own death. Shame on you. Necromancer.
Necromancer superior to Overlord. Necromancer superior to Overlord. Necromancer superior to Overlord. Necromancer superior to Overlord.
You are a huge fanboy or fangirl of this tank, or an NPC Wojak robot. Nobody can really tell. You have many tactics and strategies, but fail to execute them because everyone else is smarter than you. You're no better than Overlord or Factory Mains and will use every excuse in the book to claim that their death was unjustified, despite how good you may be. You're just better than tank! You yell as your defense to criticism. Oh, and you really, really hate Shy Guy Mask. Anyone that mentions his name will die! Hybrid. Most hybrids have a lot of skill, but will either complain about their drones being too useless, or brag that their drones make them better than the Annihilator tank, the biggest anti-team player. You walk alone, because even though you may have skill, nobody likes you. Twin tank. All you can ever talk about is how you are better than triplets. That is the only reason you main this tank. You cry when Autogunner wins against you, and your emotions get the best of you. You are your own downfall, and you only have yourself to blame. Predator. You are very arrogant, but you can back it up with your skill. You yeet players out of existence by stacking your bullets perfectly. Other predators that main this tank give you a bad name by becoming too arrogant with their extended view with right click, causing their demise. Predators generally praise talent when they see it, despite the tank they use. You are not to be messed with, you are often feared, but sometimes overrated if you use the tank terribly. Maybe the most unbiased of the tank mains. Gunner Trap. You are underestimated to the point that you are underrated. Masters of this tank can flick their bullets and traps correctly with ease, but it's mostly to look badass, and there's almost no proof that it gives an advantage in battle. It deserves praise, but gets none because the tank is average at most. But damn small bullets though. Trapper. You are a mistake. You are only chosen at level 30 because rookies don't know how absurdly and abhorrently detestable you are. You suck at leveling, and you waste an hour of your time trying to get to level 45. Do yourself a favor and do something else more productive with your time. Tank. You either play as a glass build or you play as a baby ram tank used as a pet in maze because you are too stupid to ram anyone by yourself. Glass build users have swag. Despite having only one barrel, it's still underestimated as a bullet tank. As a ram tank, it's a disgrace. Go pick flank guard or machine gun instead. Landmine. Why oh why does my invisible feature suck? Why oh why does it take 13 seconds to become invisible? Now I have to play like a normal smasher because my feature sucks! Buff it now! I demand justice as a fellow Landmine user. I want to troll. I don't want to play fair. Why oh why dost this happeneth to me? Quartet. You like to be targeted. You like to give players score because you are so easy to kill. You may use an anti-ram build just to kill an unsuspecting ram leader, just to say, worth it, after you die to an overlord. You are a tank of culture, but your main purpose is food for players. Just stick to Twin until you're level 45, seriously. Skimmer. You are the most vocal about yourself being nerfed, and about needing a buff. You have a grudge against the Rocketeer for stealing what made you great, and they did it better. Your tragic story has left you with a bitter taste in your mouth, and players just like to avoid you whenever you talk. At least your death is swift.
Triple Twin.
You were once the unstoppable force of nature, but was never around to see the glory days of the Triple Twin. You were by far the most dominant, but now you're a huge mess. You stay in Team Deathmatch because that's now the only place you are average at.
Gunner.
Ah, look at the cute little gunner, says the Overlord from far before killing you swiftly. You are not deemed a threat most of the time. You're only appreciated for your looks, but that doesn't last long as you are in the battlefield where everyone shows no mercy. Too bad for you.
Hunter.
There is nothing special about you. Even if you stack your 2 bullets, you are unable to kill quickly. Your only saving grace is that... Alright, you have no saving grace, because you're useless. Why are you even called Hunter? You should be called Hunted instead. Ha ha ha! You are also the only main, other than Predator, that remembers the ex-Hunter. And now you're relegated to just a Hunter. Why were you hunting your ex-girlfriend anyway? What did she do to you?
Mega Trap.
One of the biggest trolls in the game. You look easy, but can definitely hold your own against the best of tanks. You wish the Mega Trapper got a buff, but you make do with what you have. You are appreciative, patient, and your time will come when your shining moments will personify who you are as a player. While you are defensive, you love to ambush like a destroyer. You are also good at empty ram, but that doesn't last long. Approach with caution.
Auto Smasher.
You are like that one drunk idiot that thinks they can do parkour or acrobatics but fails miserably and injures themselves in the process. Your finished result is that of a mad scientist that thinks they can take over the world. Think Dr. Eggman. But fails miserably because their own creation is a complete disaster that is only a liability for their dreams of world domination. You represent the idiots that think they're intelligent. In fact, you are the result of the idiots that think they're intelligent, but are not. You are the experiment that failed. I could insult you even further, but I can see the humiliation rests within the putrid travesty that is yourself. You insult the Smasher branch by trying to add bullets. You could play like the other Smashers, but nothing could replace the fact that you are the worst experiment to ever exist. You are the reason Maze Mode is no longer temporary.
Auto Free.
You only exist because Auto 5 exists. Sad but true. Downgraded from Auto 4, you fail at everything you do, so you resort to ramming like a troll instead. Probably got rejected by everyone they knew, so they wallop in sorrow for the rest of their life.
Streamliner.
Bullets? Nah, you prefer to try and stack all of your bullets at once and then tell everyone you know because it makes you look good. You can't shoot in a straight line, and your bullets are terrible if you cannot aim. Probably has OCD due to bullets not being in a line. Poor you.
Choose your fighter.
Definitely the most obnoxious prick out of every single tank made in this game. They generally suffer from PTSD of their death where they achieved 24 million high score in 2 minutes. You always brag about your 97 viable builds that you'll use at your disposal at any time. The Mr. I Know It All of all tanks. Everyone purposely avoids you because you are the most unlikable player on the planet. But you don't care. Like Overlord, your 1 million scores are not impressive, and all you do is make fun of everyone because it makes you feel good inside. Most of your behaviour can be forgiven though, as you vehemently destroy teams with ease. You're still disliked, however.
Pentashot.
Everyone hates you and you have no idea why. All you're doing is playing a tank. The favourite in Team Deathmatch where you are the worst kind of player. You don't know that though. You're just playing a tank. Everyone wants you gone, especially Overlord mains that want you nerfed or gone. Your bane of existence is to bring balance to the game. But what do you know? You're just playing a tank. Machine gun. Once in your lifetime you will try to zoom around behind the enemy team's base at least once. You can hold your own very well, even as a weaker tank, but are often bested by other tanks or teams. You are hot-headed and use your unpredictable bullet spray to your advantage in the early game. You're feared when you're angry. Learn to calm down for once in your life. Spike. Often found with other spikes, you are always there, waiting for your moment to strike. You are the real stalker. You never leave anyone alone. You give everyone anxiety. You get mad when you cannot kill everyone, and you blame other players for your ignorance. I swear to God I'm gonna kill you, stupid fucking boss. How dare you ruin my video? How dare you? You get mad when you cannot kill everyone, and you blame other players for your ignorant mistakes. You either team with everyone, or are an incredible ambusher for what you have. Your ego shows no bounds as a ram tank. You think you're the best, but you're not.
Manager.
This is the foolish result of what it looks like to have drones and the invisible perk together. This is the result, and it failed terribly. The only thing you are managing is your drones as you quickly get overwhelmed and die to bullet tanks because you think you're as good as your counterpart. In reality, you would rather troll and pretend you are a godlike tank.
Auto trap.
The middle of the map is your home. You always get players to feed you. You eventually team because you want that sweet high score. You are the personification of a lazy defensive tank and relies on stupid idiots to achieve your score.
Triangle.
You have bittersweet memories of the past. Your glory days are over. Diepcat no longer exists. The larger border does not exist. You fail to get with the times, and you fall flat on your face now because you're too stubborn to be anything else. Grow up. Nobody wants to hear your stories for the 53rd time. You are like an old veteran telling war stories, except their stories are far more interesting than yours will ever be. The traditional team player of Team Deathmatch. You follow your decent teammates wherever they go. If you ever die, you respawn and help again. The least selfish main of all of the tanks. Doesn't deserve the hate it gets. Anyone can get along with you, as long as they are not the obnoxious bunch. Very likable overall.
Mothership.
The removal of you is a tragic one, but it is one you prefer to bring back. You scream, "Bring Mothership back!" on the subreddit until you can't no more. You are the fallen giant, and now your soul is carried in the everlasting world of Sandbox. Sadly, you are much weaker than the original version, so nobody eventually gives a care about you.
Dominator.
You're in an eternal war with the arena closer. You are immortal. Your only purpose is to suppress the influence of the arena closer, whilst looking down from above at everyone you see in the DPO realm. You are the guardian angel. You are the wisest of us all. And you come in 3 forms. The weirdest thing about you is not necessarily your appearance, but how small you are as a playable tank.
Arena closer.
Okay, this was a mistake. There is nothing to say about you. Be gone.
Ball.
The best tank in the f***ing game! Don't even question it! Everything about this tank is awesome! Everyone that doesn't think this way must be hunted down, persecuted, tortured, and punished to the fullest extent of the balls! That's all of the tanks in this video. Although knowing me, I have probably forgotten one of them. Feel free to tell me if I have. Which tank main are you? And another thing, this is a joke. If you take this too seriously, you are probably an overlord. Have a fun day, and ciao.